Hello and welcome to Adventures with Yarn. My name is Louise and I'll be your host. This is mainly a podcast about knitting and crochet, sometimes some cross stitch too. And I'm very glad that you decided to come join me today. If you are a new viewer, welcome. And if you are already subscribed, welcome back. I'm really glad that you're here. If you're not already a subscriber and you like what you see, feel free, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. You can also hit the bell down there and get notifications of every time I post a new video. Alright, so I hope you guys are doing well, having a good summer so far. I have a bit to show you today. I have one finished project. One finished object. I have some works in progress. I have some winners for the mac and cheese sock knit-along, and I have a little haul to show you. I also have some yarn from Ireland to show you. I'm super stoked about. Alright, so let's get into it. I'm going to start by showing you guys my finished object, and that is the flax sweater that I made in the smallest size. I think it's 0 to 6 months. So here it is, yay! I made this out of Hobby Lobby's I Love This Cotton yarn, which is my favorite yarn to use to make little baby sweaters out of. Maybe one day I'll make like a adult size sweater for myself. That would be making a sweater on a budget. But I really like how this yarn feels. I like the drape of it. I like the colors that they have available, and it is reasonably priced too. So if you watched last week's episode, you would be aware that I did make a mistake when I was knitting this. So this is how I made up for it. So basically, the garter stitch panel here, oh, you can see there's a little mistake there too. There's a garter stitch panel that goes down along the sleeves. I misread the pattern, and instead of making the panel and then keeping it like 10 stitches, I went ahead and kept on garter stitching for the raglan increases, so that I found myself, when I came to the sleeves, that the entire sleeve where I stopped and divided for the sleeves was garter stitch, and that wasn't how it was supposed to be. It was supposed to just have 10 stitches in the garter panel and then go from there, which would end up looking like this. It would be like if the whole sleeve looked like that. So I decided to kind of make up for it. Instead, I could have just left the entire sleeves garter stitch. That would have been one option. But instead I kind of like gradually brought it back to the 10 stitches. And I wasn't sure how that was going to end up looking. And it kind of looks a little bit odd. I don't know. So I'm just not sure. I mean, it's still a functioning little baby sweater. I just, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with this. If I'm going to keep it, go ahead and give it to the person I was intending to, or donate it. I don't know. These are those adventures with yarn that we find ourselves coming across. You know, different people have different styles. Some people might have ripped back, and that would have been a lot of ripping. I mean, I had finished the body. In order to fix up here, I mean, I might as well have unraveled the entire little baby sweater. Would have had to rip back the whole body up into the sleeves where the raglan increases start. But I decided to just roll with it. And here we have our little sweater. I don't think there's a front or a back side because there's no shaping for the little baby neck. So it could go either way. But I really like it. The color is called Dove. It's this nice light kind of elephant gray, and I really like it. And if I still give it away to who I was intending to, I hope that they like it too. So that's my finished object for this week. I have some other works in progress. What shall we do? Let's do the night shift shawl. So, I've been working on my night shift shawl by Andrea Mallory. Here's my progress so far. My colors are shades of brown and teal with this variegated yarn thrown in there too, with teals and greens. So my color theme is called Coffee Time with a Hipster, hence the browns, and this hipster that I'm thinking of likes teal, so that's why we've got the bits of teal in there. You can see my progress keeper here. That is an adorable little taco made by Charmed and Dangerous, and that is not a lot of progress since last time, but that is the progress that I've made since we filmed last week. I didn't get a whole lot of time to knit this week, and I'll tell you why. It's supposed to be a secret. I'm really bad at keeping secrets, if you haven't noticed. I'm gonna try not to say too much, but my husband and I are working on a very, very, very special project. And it is going to be a place for the online knitting community to assemble and gather. I had previously wanted to make a website for Adventures with Yarn in order for us to better communicate and gather as a group. I wanted a place where we could do that. We could still share like all our photos and our progress, and also a place to highlight the wonderful vendors who have donated, the makers from Etsy that have donated to our knit-along and such. I also have plans of eventually making like some lessons, but so anyways, I've said too much. But we've been feverishly working on this project, my husband and I, who I don't know if I've mentioned that this is kind of what he does. He builds and designs websites and has a business that does that. So we've been combining our talents to put together this project. I'm super, super excited about it. I am gonna need some people to help beta test this thing. So if you're interested, reach out to me, let me know. We wanna do a soft launch next week. So reach out to me. You can message me on Instagram at Adventures with Yarn. You can find me on Ravelry, Adventure with Yarn, or the Adventures with Yarn group. You can also email me directly, adventureswithyarn@gmail.com. So I need some people who would be willing to give this website, just kind of use it, see how they feel about it, if they like it. I'm looking for people who have plenty of pictures to show, who enjoy interacting on discussion boards, and like making new friends. So let me know if that's you. Anyways, done with that tangent. Anyways, so that is why I didn't get a whole lot of knitting done this week. But I got some done, and we'll keep on going. The night shift shawl is one of my favorite projects. I love seeing how the colors just shift along, and as we keep on going, the shawl gets bigger and bigger. Okay. My next work in progress to show you is going to be in my blue Q bag, which are some of my favorites to put my socks that I'm working on in, carry them around, traveling in cars with socks. So in my blue Q bag, I have my Cliff Walk socks. These are the socks as part of the Handmade Sock Society by Helen of Curious Handmade. We're in a little awkward stage here. I have another stitch marker by Charmed and Dangerous. This little pineapple there. See if I can show that. Come on, come on. Oh well, oh well. Anyways, this little pineapple. I have made the heel. We have the back of the heel here. We have the leg of the sock. We have the cuff here. This yarn is called Jade by Madeline Tosh. You can kind of see the pattern. This pattern was very fun. I figured out the method, the rhythm, the pattern, so I was able to memorize the 6-row repeat basically, and every other row repeated at the same time, if that makes sense. So we have the back of the heel and the heel turn right up there, which is pretty incredible. I remember how amazed I was the very first time that I knit a sock, and I thought, oh my gosh, how am I gonna do this heel thing? And I actually just took it step by step, reading the instructions, doing what they said. You know, it's basically short rows that end up making this. And it was kind of magical. It was pretty magical once it came together. So now, unfortunately, if I do have a least favorite part of knitting socks, it's this next part. It's the picking up stitches. I don't know why. I just don't like it. I just don't. But then that will be the next step. Knitting around, picking up the stitches, so that then we will start knitting out the foot of the sock. So how fun are these? These are on my little Chow Goo 9-inch circular needles that I very much enjoy making socks with. Loved making them so much, I bought myself a second pair of circular 9-inch circulars so I could have more than one sock on the needle at a time. Probably not the smartest thing, you know, if your intention is to actually like knit socks and finish them, and but that's what I did. So my next, see if I can do this without dropping stuff over here. My other socks are living in my Poodle Knitz bag, and it is my second mac and cheese sock. So last week I showed you the finished sock. So these are my mac and cheese socks. The pattern is Hermione's Everyday Sock. I'm knitting these also out of Madeline Tosh yarn in the color mac and cheese. Oh! Mac and cheese and Nassau blue to kind of look like a Kraft macaroni and cheese box. How fun is this? Look at this texture that this comes up with. It's a really fun 4-row repeat. It's super easy to memorize. I really like it. I feel like if I'm able to memorize the pattern, it makes these go by faster and nicer. Especially when I get to like the foot, once I'm done with the heel and I'm like knitting through the foot, and I'm just like, oh gosh, almost there, almost to the toe, and I'm like measuring, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Because I just get so excited to have a finished sock. So I'm always measuring, are we, you know, have we made it to 2 inches less than the total desired length? Are we there? This might speak to the type of knitter that I am. Have you guys ever heard that there are 2 types of knitters? Process knitters and product knitters. you can decide which one you are, especially if you think about the question. If you were on a deserted island and you only had one ball of yarn, what would you do? Would you knit a product and then just like use that product all the time, forever and ever, and just like have that product? Or would you knit something and then unravel it so you could knit something again, or knit the same thing again, and then continually like make something, unravel it so that you could still have something to knit? So depending on your answer, that kind of can speak to whether you may be a product knitter or a process knitter. If you get most of your joy from the finished product, or if you actually derive your joy and pleasure from the process of actually making the project. There's no right or wrong answer. I'd love to hear your answers down below. Go ahead and comment down below. There's no right or wrong answer. And I think that there can definitely be a combination of the two. But of those two, I think that I lean very heavily on the product. I enjoy making stuff too, but I really enjoy having or giving the finished product. I mean, you know, and there's nothing like having a finished product to say like, whoa, look, I just made this. I just made a sock, you guys. I just made a sock out of some sticks and string, okay? That's pretty dang cool. That is pretty dang cool. So, anyways, the Hermione's Everyday Sock. My progress so far, I have found a progress, not a progress keeper because it's not keeping my progress. It is a stitch marker from Pitter Patter Polymer. That is an itty bitty little bowl, not a bowl, it's a plate, an itty bitty little plate of mac and cheese. How cute. I think I might have especially been drawn to this because the color of this plate is like the color of the plates that we have in our kitchen that were like when we got a set that we registered for our wedding, kind of that tealy color. So, and of course mac and cheese socks, mac and cheese stitch marker, it just kind of works. So I am about halfway through the leg. I still have about, I think I still have 7 or 8 repeats of the 4-row repeat, if that makes sense, before I then will work on the heel. Our mac and cheese sock knit along is way more than halfway through. We're almost done. I do believe that next week is the end. I think it is, yeah. So I'm gonna really have to bust this out if I'm gonna hope to finish my socks in time, which you don't necessarily have to. You do not have to finish in order to be eligible for the prizes, but one prize is going to be given away to a random winner from the finished object thread on our group on Ravelry, the Adventures with Yarn group on Ravelry. So the finished object thread, a random winner will be chosen out of that. I'll show you what they'll win. And if you've been watching, you probably already know by now. So pretty much every winner will be getting some soap. This is some mac and cheese soap. It is just all glycerin soap, unscented. They will get a little pin that says I heart mac and cheese. There we go, I heart mac and cheese. So the grand prize winner, drawn from the finished object thread, they will get this super cute mac and cheese project bag made by Poodle Knitz. They will get the aforementioned pin and soap, and they will also be getting these super cute stitch markers, a piece of cheese, and a macaroni. These are made by Charmed and Dangerous. Super, super cute, and they have those little smiley faces, little kawaii smiley faces. Super, super cute. They will also, the grand prize winner will also be getting a stress ball, if you will, that is actually more of a noodle than a ball. This is a squish, the slow rising squish of mac and cheese. And they will also be getting the illustrious mac and cheese cookbook made by Allison Aravello and Erin Wade, the owners of a restaurant called Homeroom, and which is an actual restaurant in California. They have all kinds of recipes in here. Let me just read. This chapter has 4 cheese mac, spring mac, vegan mac, truffle mac, Dungeness crab mac, mac and blue, pesto mac, mac cakes. Oh my gosh. So that's just one of the chapters called Chemistry, Experiments with Unusual Ingredients. And then there's also recipes for just like desserts back here too. You can see here's some homemade Oreos. Oh my gosh. There's also like peanut butter pie, banana cream pie. There's some side recipes, Brussels sprouts with bacon, all kinds. There's so many cool things. This is a really cool cookbook. So that is part of the grand prize for the random winner drawn from the finished objects thread. There will also be another random winner drawn from the users on Instagram who are using the hashtag, which I'll put right down here, hashtag mac and cheese Louise S. Cal. That person will be winning a different bag from Poodle Knitz right here. It's lovely, beautiful coral with these robins on it. You can see the inside here. Poodle Knitz was sure to let me know that she does line the interface, there's fleece in between these fabrics. So to give this a little bit of padding here to protect your beautiful projects and your yarn. So that person will be winning this. They will also be getting a cookbook. They will also get the squish, the soap, and the pin. Soap. So that is a lovely prize also. I think that our filming schedule got a little bit off. Either that or I misjudged. So I will have another small prize package to give away, but it's still gonna be awesome because it is going to be these beautiful mac and cheese earrings made by Purposeful Confection. Let's see if I can get that there. There we go. Purposeful Confection. She makes all kinds of really cute stuff on Etsy. These are some crazy cool mac and cheese earrings, big old bowls of macaroni and cheese earrings. So I think what I'm actually going to do, so next week, I'll be drawing the 2 grand prize winners. I think that I'm also going to draw another random winner that entered the knit along with the entry thread. So, like I said, I never gave a deadline on when to enter, but there's been plenty of people that have entered. If you wanted to enter for the very last week, I suppose you could, but you know. So I'm going to draw a random entry from that thread also, and they're going to win these earrings as well as their own I Heart Mac and Cheese pin and some soap. So that is going to be drawn for next week. This week we have prizes to give out, and they are going to be these super cute mac and cheese jewelry from Litte Awesome. We have a necklace, a mac and cheese necklace here, and we also have these just darling, adorable, mac and cheese earrings, these little stud earrings from Litte Awesome that are tiny mac and cheese boxes. They are so stinking cute. I wish I could keep them for myself. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna give them away. But yeah, so last week I said that we would be choosing 2 more winners that have used the hashtag Mac and Cheese Louise S. Cal. So the first one will be winning the adorable necklace here with the pin and the soap, and that winner is going to be the Instagram user, I hope I'm saying this right, collar.annis. I think that's how you say it. It looks like Anna from Instagram. That's you. I'll be reaching out to you. You have won one of this week's prize packages and this super cute necklace. Congratulations. The next winner was drawn randomly as well from the from those that posted with the hashtag mac and cheese sock Knitalong. Mac and cheese Louise S. Cow. You know the hashtag. And they're gonna win these super cute little earrings, and that person is When Harry Met Ani. It's Emily. It's East Coast Emily. You won. You won these earrings and this pin and the soap. So congratulations to Emily and Anna. You are this week's winners. Don't forget to keep on using the hashtag. You know, keep on, what do we say, working on those socks. If you can post your finished objects, because I will be posting, I'll be choosing a winner. So next week we're gonna have 3 winners. So the finished object thread, the entry thread, and another hashtag user. So be sure to use those, sign up for those, and you could be next. All right, so much fun, so much fun. Okay, what do we have next? So next, I just have some things that I have acquired. I have some yarn to show you. This is some special yarn. So my grandma travels a lot. She travels all around the world, and she is always bringing me back stuff from around the world. And my grandpa went to Ireland, and I know something about Ireland. I know that there are lots of sheep, there's lots of farmland, and where there is sheep there is wool and yarn. So I did ask her, I did make a request. I said, you know, can you pick me up some yarn from Ireland? And she did. It took me a while to meet up with her. We live in different towns, but I did get my hands on this beautiful yarn that she got, and she got me quite a bit. So check this out. This is a combination of mohair and wool yarn. It is 70% mohair, 30% wool, and it is by a Irish woolen mill called Cushendale. Apparently they have a very extensive Irish history, dating even back to the 1200s. This yarn, look at it. Would you just look at it? It's very interesting. It's got this kind of boucle. I don't know if that's the exact term for it. If you know the exact term, be sure to let me know. But I'm thinking that this is gonna make some really luxurious projects. It's super, super soft. It's crazy soft. And she got me several colors. So this is ivory. This one is a violet. Look at how pretty that is. Oh, so pretty. And it's so soft. I wish you could feel it. And this one, I think this one's my favorite. This is called Bottle. Doesn't that just look like a glass bottle? Like a glass bottle that you would like put a message in and throw it out to sea or something. I really like that. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. She gave me 2 of each of these colors. I foresee some really pretty mitts to wear like to the coast, keep my hands warm in Bottle. That's what I foresee in the future for this yarn. But so very, very cool. Very, very cool yarn. I'm really excited to show you what I make with this. And look at this. I don't know if you can see on the camera. It does have this floofy halo. But yeah, I think it'll be easier to see once I actually make something with it. So very, very cool. I'm very, very stoked to have this. The other things I want to show you are a little haul that I got from Hobby Lobby. I have no right to be spending money on yarn right now, but you know, sometimes you just can't help yourself. So I got, and also basically I told myself the yarn that I'm buying is mostly going to be for gift knitting. It's going to be used to be knitting gifts. So I found these things at Hobby Lobby, and I'm not sure exactly what you call this. It just says pigment and fiber, but it's like they gave you this little panel and a fingering weight yarn in this color palette that I really like. It is, let's see here, Garden Song, I think is the color. Yes, that is the name of this panel, and the light's kind of blinding up, but you can see it's kind of a white and a cream, moving on to light pink, this nice beautiful maroon and dark green and light green, and I really like this. This panel I might have bought for myself, maybe, but I did see some other panels that made me think of particular individuals that I usually gift knit for. So I got this panel here, which is called London Deer, the name of this panel, and I also got this panel, Raindrop Hum. Got that there. So very interesting. I don't know for sure what I'm gonna make out of these. Maybe like an ombre shawl scarf, or I don't know. I really don't know. Comment down below and give me some ideas. I'd love them. I also went ahead and bought some Scrubology cotton, because I've never actually used this. I've never actually made a scrubby for somebody. I have a particular individual in mind who does do a lot of dishes, so I want to knit them a cute scrubby to have in their kitchen to give them. So I did buy that. I tried to contain myself, I tried to be good, but they did have some other yarn type notions, so I did end up also buying myself some enamel pins from Hobby Lobby because they're just too darn cute. I don't know if you can read this. I do believe this says Yarn Enthusiast, says the Yarn Life, heart yarn, little sheep, so cute, so cute. I love adorning my tote bag that holds one of my projects with enamel pins. So there's that. Okay, you guys, that's it for this week. I hope you've enjoyed this week's episode. Congratulations again to Anna and Emily for being this week's winners. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that thumbs up button if you like what you see. Next week is going to be the grand prize drawing for the Mac and Cheese Sock Knitalong, so be sure you're using the hashtag. Be sure that you're finishing up your socks, posting your finished objects. If you haven't entered already, it's not too late. You can still enter in the entry thread. Don't forget to also contact me if you're interested in being a beta test user for my new secret project. All right, you guys, thank you so much. That's it for now. I'll see you next week. Bye.